Hey guys, how's it going? Well, first ride of the year, first warm day I should say, in Canada, and finding some problems that we go through every year, breaking this thing in again. One is, when it comes for the new controller, their version of 40 amp and my version of 40 amp are two different things. I turned that down to 40, it barely crawls. So halfway through the ride I had to rely on the front one because my phone, I had the wrong phone for programming it, so nothing I can do. And it definitely needs to be dialed in more because it started beeping halfway through the ride. It's probably a low voltage or low amp condition thing, so we'll have to take a look at that. The batteries, they're working good. The only issue I'm having is this one here. I don't know if you can see that. That one cell there is all over the place. I don't know if that's the charger or if it's the connection of the cell or the cell itself. So we're going to quickly test these cells just to make sure it's not an internal damage that would warrant getting it out of my apartment. That's just low because I got the wrong one. Just make sure it's not the battery first. 329, I can do it backwards. 328, 324, 329. So the cells are fine. It's definitely probably one of these connections here. Just have to loosen it off, make sure the wires underneath this could be insulation pinched in between it. But I get an alarm every time I try and charge it when it's doing that. So that's not good. But this one's there, my booster pack. Doing pretty good. Those ones still got to be charged, like I would charge them both at the same time, but this one I obviously had an issue with. Well, that sucks. For the testing, I have found out after replacing all this again, it's the charger. If I had to guess, one of those little tiny little resistors that I've had problems with the other one, finally went on this one. No matter what I did, that one channel just keeps drifting all over the place. It's probably intermittent short on that resistor. It's probably cracked or whatever. Which is too bad. These lasted about maybe 5 years. I got them cheap on Amazon when they first came out. And that's probably why, because they're refurbs. But, you know, it lasted 5 years. Better failure than that, like something stupid like that where it has an alarm, than if it goes dead short and starts a fire, you know what I mean? These ones, on the other hand, this is a knockoff, and it's been going for almost 10 years. The only issue I had with it was a fan, which I took it out, oiled it, and it's been going ever since. Yeah, so I think what I'm probably going to do is just get another one of these, and I'm not going to go with ISDN. I've had ISDT. I've had way too many problems with them. Their software, firmware is nice, but their hardware is, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it. I've always got, they're very picky of what they charge and everything else. These ones here are tanks. Like this one here is been going for years, and I tested on a voltmeter. It's you know, I've shorted this thing out maybe 50-60 times, and it just keeps going, and everything's always balanced. So I can't see why I wouldn't stick with this. All I really need is 2 of these, and then my other one there, and I'm good to go. But with just one charger, that means I have to charge this one, that one, and that one, so it takes up time. Normally what I would do is the booster pack would go on this charger, and then these 2 here would go on the other one. So anyway, that's pretty much all I'm doing today. Like I said, I gotta go back into the firmware on the controller and bring up the amps. I wish I could have done it on the street when I was there, but I had the wrong phone. Take it easy, guys.